What's up, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Shadow Fight 3 video. Today we're gonna look at the top 5 weapons you can use for events. In Shadow Fight 3, any weapon is useful as long as you know how to use it, but there are some weapons that are much better than others. In this video we're gonna look at the top 5 weapons that you would pick to win faster in events. First of all, I gotta say this: you can use any weapon in event if you know how to use it. Any weapon in Shadow Fight 3 is excellent if you know how to use it. In this video we'll just look at the top 5 weapons that you would pick to win faster in events. Now, I have ranked these weapons based on my opinion. If you don't really like it, comment in the comment section and let me know how you would rank these weapons. When it comes to playing events, your equipment power do not matter. You can start a brand new Shadow Fight 3 account, and if you get all legendary items in chapter 1, you can still win any events because equipment power does not matter. What really matters when it comes to events is the rarity of your items. Some of these weapons have much better stats than others. Some of these skills can do more damage in this game. If you pick the right one, you're gonna win faster. And now let's take a look at the top 5 weapons you would use in events. At any point during the video, if you feel like I haven't ranked these weapons properly, comment in the comment section which weapons you would pick for events and rank them. Let's get to it. In position number 5, I would give it to the Shadow Slayer. Now, some of you don't really like what I'm saying right now, but I gotta say this: Shadow Slayer used to be one of the best weapons in the game. Throughout the history of Shadow Fight 3, the game developers have been making changes to the AI behavior that it is much more difficult to use the Shadow Slayer right now. The Shadow Slayer is still an excellent weapon, but you will find that it's not so useful in events as it used to be. If you have the skills, then you can still use it properly. The Shadow Slayer is excellent with critical mass, precision, interference, rolling waves, and the rest of the other perks you'll have to choose for yourself. Position number 4 goes to the Legion Hammers. This is one of the best weapons in the Legion faction. You can use the Legion Hammers with the Cyclone, Berserk, and Breacher. Cyclone is a sequence of 6 head hits. If you use it with Berserk, it's going to do a lot of damage. If you use it with Breacher, it's still gonna do a lot of damage. The only reason I put this weapon in number 5 is because it's a slow Legion weapon. If you really meet bots that are smart, they'll take you out. I have picked the Legion Hammers over the Shadow Slayer because the Legion have the Breacher perk, which you can use if you like to spam a lot, which makes this weapon much better than the Shadow Slayer when it comes to events. Position number 3 goes to the Herald Katana. Now, I can see a lot of raised eyebrows because I put this weapon number 3, but bear with me. I'm going to explain to you why Katana is number 3 in my top 5. First of all, we all know that Kenjutsu is excellent and it's awesome. It's one of the most deadliest moves in Shadow Fight 3. But Katana will most likely cost you when it comes to events. Let's look at some of the disadvantages why I put this weapon in number 3. Number 1. When you do Kenjutsu, sometimes you will knock down the enemy with a critical hit, giving them the chance to get up and kill you while you still try to complete your Kenjutsu. If the enemy is closer to the wall, they will most likely block your Kenjutsu and make you pay. Another reason why this weapon is number 3, it takes too much time for you to put your sword back in the casing when you complete a move. This gives the bot the chance to throw you down and make you pay. Another reason why the Katana is number 3 is because it's a weapon that requires a lot of skill and you cannot spam to win with it. If you don't have the skill, you're gonna have a hard time using this weapon. But it's excellent if you know how to use Kenjutsu. The only problem is, if the bots are closer to the wall, you will most likely end up paying the price. Position number 2 goes to the Herald Lave. Now I don't even need to explain much. This is one of the weapons you can pick and use to win faster. All you have to do is equip precision, equip critical mass, equip triple lunge, and you can make the enemy pay the price. I would like to take this opportunity to thank NEKKI for not giving the Steel Sakura the triple lunge. I thank you, NEKKI, for giving Steel Sakura the legendary move for this weapon. If the Steel Sakura had the triple lunge, many people will be buying brand new cell phone every time these events come back because of rage. I don't really know what it would look like to see the Steel Sakura spam triple lunge every single time. Many people will be breaking their cell phone to buy a new one because of rage. So thank you, NEKKI, for giving Steel Sakura the sweeper move. Glaive is number 2 because you can use the critical mass, you can use the triple lunge, you can use precision, and it's very good when you knock the enemy to the ground. You can pretty much just spam this move over and over and win the match. The glaive should have been number 1 on my list, but I put it at number 2 because of different reasons. I'm gonna tell you some of these reasons in the next ranking. The weapon that's number 1 is pretty much the best for events when it comes to Shadow Fight 3. The glaive should have been number 1 on my list for best weapon for winning in events, but the number 1 weapon is much better because it can be used for different strategies. We are finally in the end game, and the number 1 weapon in Shadow Fight 3 for winning events is I am going to give you all the reasons and all the cool facts as to why I chose this weapon as number 1 for winning in events. Let me know what you think in the comment section if you think my reasoning is completely wrong. Crown Defender is completely excellent with Harsh Winds because Harsh Winds is a sequence of 5 head hits that is very dangerous. Crown Defender is one of the weapons with the highest attack damage in Shadow Fight 3 if you check it out in the booster packs. Now let's talk about the reasons why this weapon is number 1 in Shadow Fight 3. The first reason is that it's a Dynasty weapon, and Dynasty have the shock perk, the one that shocks your enemy and makes them weak. Imagine fighting Azuma the Felcher or Steel Sakura and you shock them within the first 10 seconds. You have pretty much won that match. All of that is possible with the Crown Defender Harsh Winds. You just have to deliver it to the enemy and you're going to win that match completely 100%. Crown Defender is a Dynasty weapon with the low critical hits, which means higher chance for you to deliver all the combo for the Harsh Wind to the enemy's heads and make them feel the destruction. Another reason why I put the Crown Defender at number 1 is because of the Dynasty perks like Wolverine and Flurry. These perks do not need chance to get activated. These perks are activated 100%. Wolverine gets activated as soon as you hit the enemy with the first hits. All the remaining hits is multiplied by Wolverine damage. Flurry gets activated once the third hit hits the enemy. Anything after that is multiplied. Also, don't forget the Dynasty buff that was added a few months ago. This gives the Dynasty a chance to have an increased damage on the third hit of every combo. Now you can add up all these cool facts and combine them together to deliver a maximum damage. Crown Defender, Harsh Winds, Wolverine and Flurry will always have the same amount of damage every single time you do it. All that damage does not depend on chance. The damage is pretty much the same every single time you do it. If your Crown Defender can take up half the energy of the enemy with one Harsh Wind combo, that means you only need 2 Harsh Winds in that match to win. Because the damage in Harsh Winds and Crown Defender weapon is always the same every single time. The perks in the Dynasty faction do not depend on chance. They are activated 100% after you reach a certain number of combos. Okay, now let us compare the features of the Crown Defender to the other 4 weapons that I mentioned in this video. Sometimes you can complete a Kenjutsu without seeing a single critical hit. You can complete a Cyclone without seeing Berserk get activated. You can complete a triple lunge without seeing a single critical hit. When it comes to the Crown Defender, the damage is going to be the same every single time you do it, since Wolverine and Flurry gets activated after the first hits for Wolverine, and then after the third hit for Flurry, and then you have the Dynasty buff which happens after the third combo, which is why every time you do 1 harsh winds, you see the damage multiply and increase after the third hit. That amount of damage will be the same every single time you do a combo of harsh winds. That is the main reason why I choose the Crown Defender as the #1 weapon in events. So let me summarize. Wolverine gets activated after the first hit. Flurry gets activated after the third hit. You have the Dynasty buff, which gives you an increased damage on the third hit. If you complete 1 harsh winds combo, it's going to do a lot of damage. And the fact that Dynasty combos have less critical hits, you have the chance to deliver the full damage of the harsh winds. What do you think of my analysis for these weapons? Let me know in the comment section how you would rank this weapon. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Until then, I'm gonna see you in the next one.